Could this take extra time? 16 seconds. Here's Dyal. Send it up at the point, J. Lalu. Call midget now, but Matt, 6 seconds, 5, Dalfan coming out. He gets around in 2 seconds. He's got to do it quick. Shoot, the scores, 1 second left.
Oh, man. All right, we're here. We're here. What's up?
This
is,
this is the thing, okay.
What do we call this?
The force check, foreskin face.
The force face?
The force face.
Face force?
Skin check. The four off.
The 4 off.
Skin dial. The dick check. It's all sorts of names. Whatever you want to call it is. I personally, my favorite is the foreskin.
Foreskin, yeah, I think it is the most entertaining. I think I would have
it
to
is.
say.
New official name. The dick dial pile is also pretty good. Though. You can't knock that one.
Oh yeah, of course. I do like that. I kind of wish we had gone with that, but you know, it is what it is at this point.
One thing I just want to say on stream is that next season for the podcast, I do want that Ghostbusters theme song done, Dial. So we're gonna have to work on that in the off season, by the way. I'm gonna say that on stream so that everyone knows about it, and so you can be like, oh no, we can't do that because we're doing that, alright? We're gonna have a theme song, and it's gonna be a remix Ghostbusters one.
I kind of have like the intro song. I think that's good enough, right? I mean, maybe we could update it, but I kind of like it. Like,
I ain't afraid of no post.
What's
who you gonna call? Dick Dial?
The Postbusters?
The Postbusters.
Yeah, man. Well, we could talk about it. How about that? We can have a chit chat.
I think we should do it.
We can have a chit chat. I don't know how I feel about it, but we can have a chit chat. For your sake, we can do it.
Hey, alright.
Maybe we'll do it, and I'll pretend like I'm using it every time, but in reality, like I'm just playing a different song.
that sounds like something like you would do.
You'll never notice anyway. So like
yeah,
maybe I'll just do that. Seems like it would work well.
It might work well, though. I still believe the Postbusters is a viable option.
The Postbusters. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll talk about it when the time comes. So we don't have a formal guest for tonight, because this is sort of a last minute thing. Gonna be an abbreviated show too. I want to throw out there. Also, I know the last one wasn't uploaded to YouTube. I did that today, so I'll post both of them on the subreddit tomorrow or Saturday with timestamps and everything. But yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit shortened because I got to take care of some other stuff tonight. So, but yeah, so we'll spend most of tonight. We're here with Novastar right now. And
hello.
I want to extend an invitation to anyone else who wants to come into TeamSpeak. I don't have the Twitch open, but if you do, Dick, that'd be great. Just pull people in, talk to them about how they thought the season went, how they thought these playoff series went, get some predictions for the finals, maybe.
Of all three streamers,
I know me and Dick have some stuff to say.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will. Which is why we'll get there in a second. I'm gonna pull up the agenda in a moment. I'm trying to. There are some people in TeamSpeak that want to come in, so I'm gonna real quick take a look at this. So if you want to like BS for a second, go ahead.
Yeah. So how's it going tonight? Damn, really? That's impressive. You know, I'm just.
Well, weather's pretty good here in Nova Scotia. You know,
that's pretty good.
All the rain.
10,000
millimeters of rain right now.
It's raining there.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's annoying. How's it going in Toronto? Or London? I just associate Toronto with all of Ontario, basically.
London's doing pretty good. It's cold as all fucking tits out here, but it's not raining, it's not snowing like it was predicted today. But it's
Wait, what? Really?
It was predicted.
Oh god, I feel bad for you.
Snow would get here October 1st.
It is hockey talk, right? Not weather talk, yeah.
It is hockey talk, yeah. And I'm here. I'm back. I'm ready.
Oh, good.
So we can sort of like segue off the snow talk. Like I don't want to think about snow right now. It's a little bit too early for that. But dude, I get plenty of snow here in the Northeast, so trust me, we get our fair share. But yeah, so tonight, go over the news quickly. As you can see up there, we'll talk about the semifinals, and we'll look ahead to next week, get some predictions. We don't have another topic tonight just because lack of time. But next week, we'll be doing the awards show live here on Thursday.
Ooh.
which should be pretty cool. Assuming I have all the votes in time, I just need playoff MVP at this point. So, also nice name in TeamSpeak. Your name is Pod Cassat is up. But
Oh god, I just realized that.
but anyway,
I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, we'll do
podcast.
the award. We'll do the award ceremony on here live. Also, we can go like back through the history of some of the playoffs. I know we talked about sort of past history of the LHL really in general before, but I want to go through it again and specifically focus on the playoffs. One of the things I want to look at too is like reverse sweeps and teams that have come back from the brink of elimination to win, like we saw tonight. So I think K-Bomb ran the numbers for me on that too. So we'll get there in a little bit. But yeah, before we get into it, finals are gonna start on Sunday, same time, 7:30. It's just the one series, so we won't have some ridiculous late games. We're gonna have DCAT streaming the first day, then Winters the second day on Tuesday, and then assuming we get there, Nova and someone else, I don't know
Possibly
who yet,
Hippo.
maybe Hippo, will be streaming whatever games are necessary to play on that Thursday. So yeah, should be pretty good. Should be an exciting week. It's going to be Philly versus Dallas for those who may be unaware when watching this. Although after the way that just ended, I feel like everyone has to know about that. There's no way people don't know.
Yeah.
But segueing off that, looking ahead to next season, we have the JSL announced today, which is going to be an affiliate to the RSL, sort of like how the LHL and the RSL used to work. It's like RSL in a lower league, and the idea behind that is to sort of help differentiate between newer and less experienced players and the more experienced ones that are still in the RSL. So that should ideally get people in at the top and the bottom of the RSL into better situations for themselves.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Does not mean
get what it
anything
is.
for the LHL format though. We're trying to decide between 6 teams or 8 teams right now. We're trying to decide between doing a snake draft or a regular draft. If it's 6 teams, there's actually a decent chance we do a snake draft. I think done a couple mocks of it and it looks like it would be okay. I hope, maybe. So we might do a couple more mocks to really prove that. But it might be something different and interesting that we could try out, and this might be a good season for it, given that we're already going to be experimenting with like 3 league setups and stuff like that. And I know that might mean different timings for the games. I think the RSL might be moving to Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then I'd be playing before or after the LHL or something like that. Like there's some potential stuff going on that we'll talk about as BOC, and then make some posts about it this weekend. And hopefully this weekend or early next week will be the signups and the GM signups, so we can start to get a good feel for what we're going to have next season, because that'll be important. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for the news. Unless, is there anything I'm missing, guys? Did I miss anything significant that happened this week?
Not really, no.
I can't think of anything.
I think I covered it decently.
Other
well.
than RCR almost winning against Wilkes-Barre. But that's
Yeah,
too RSL for
there's
you.
been
So.
there's been some upsets, I know, in the RSL. I know Providence got upset too, right?
Yep. Murchie, the first couple of days, it was only 2 games, so not as many, but he only got 1 goal in those 2 full games. And it was in overtime. So
That's a bit surprising.
Providence got destroyed by Manchester. And then along with Wilkes-Barre almost losing to Rapid City. It's going to be an interesting week on Monday. See what happens.
Yeah, Sunday's gonna be an interesting day, and so will Monday.
Yeah, all of next week.
This whole week is
right?
going to be interesting.
Next week is the semifinals for the RSL, right? It's the end of the
And the
quarters,
finals, yeah,
start of the
so.
semis. So
Well, it's the start of the semis and quarters, I think.
basically, we get 2 weeks of exciting playoff hockey question mark here while we're wrapping things up. So looking forward to that. That should be enjoyable. I know a lot of people had Providence favored to win the RSL, and there are a decent amount of people who thought Toronto was going to win the LHL, and here we stand, or Chicago, and here we stand with both of them out, and then another team, WBS, one of the other favorites in the RSL, is
Might be
on the
eliminated.
brink of elimination. They're down 2-0 in a best of 5, so that'll be something to watch.
Something to
for
watch.
sure. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of that RSL stuff is attendance based. I know that caused some issues there, both ways. So we'll see who actually shows up, because clearly that does pretty heavily dictate the outcome of these games. So anyway, all right. So we'll get into reviewing what just happened. You can see down in the news ticker if you're watching. Tonight, Toronto and Philly came in. Toronto up 3-1 after a game 4 that was honestly incredibly disappointing from the end of Philly. They had a puck. I think it was Claude had the puck in Toronto's crease, and K-Bomb was out of the net. There's nobody near him. 1 second left, and Philly is down by 1. And Claude has the puck. He's sitting there. All he needs to do is just push it in, and instead he rips it into the post. And then when Zam came in to get the rebound, as he started to shoot from, again, inside the crease. So it's not like there's a significant distance at all that it had to travel. The game over came up right before the puck went in. And so
That was this week?
they lost. Yeah, that was on Tuesday. So
Okay.
Toronto went up 3-1 off of that. And like all 4 of the first games were 1-goal games that were decided either in OT, double OT for the one game that went to OT, or in the third period. There was a goal scored late in the third period that ultimately won the game. So it was an incredibly exciting series up to this point. And then tonight we went in, and I'll actually pull up the schedule while I'm talking because I forgot to change that. But tonight we went into it, and again, Toronto is up 3 goals, or 3 goals, 3 games, and I think they went up in the first game. I don't remember off the top of my head. Do you guys remember? You guys casted it. So.
Toronto was up
game
1-0,
5
wasn't it?
was 1-0. Jolly scored, Taser scored, and then
Let's just say
game
every
5
game
was
except for game 6
domination.
was 1-0, or one goal difference. Some might keep like
Yeah, I couldn't remember who got the early lead in those games, because I know in game 7 Toronto got the early lead.
I think in game
I
Game,
think,
5,
yeah,
I
okay,
think it
yeah,
might
they
have
did.
been
I remember
Philly.
now. I remember. No, Toronto went up 1-0.
Okay.
Philly tied it at the end of the second period, and then Philly scored again with about 2 minutes left off of a goal by Taser, and he ultimately won that game. So that was 2-1, following the really close trend that we had all series. And then game 6 and 7, or game 6 really was the anomaly, where
it was
Philly,
6-1.
I think Philly was riding
6-2.
a wave of confidence
6-2?
after
Yeah.
winning that first game, and they just blew them out of the water 6-2.
Yeah,
So
it was phenomenal.
It was a
pretty
phenomenal
ridiculous.
game. But game 7 was, oh god.
there were
I
some
don't
great
know.
goals in that game
Definitely.
too. Philly played really,
You should just
really
play
well.
the podcast, play the stream of that last 2
In
goals.
the background. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I had the time to sit here and play all of it, like if I was going to be able to be here for all of it, I would play it. But
you just
Yeah,
have to
it
play
was-
the audio for the last 2 goals.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then we got to game 7, brought us to game 7, all or nothing for both teams, and Toronto went up 4-1 going into the third period, and then Claude scored with 3 minutes or 4 minutes left. I think then Taze scored with 2 minutes left, and then Lalu scored with 1.5 minutes left, and then with about 30 seconds left on the clock, I think it was Claude or Taze, one of the two of them, I don't remember who. I think it was Claude actually scored the goal to put them up 5-4 off of kind of a weak rebound.
Oh,
honestly.
game 7?
Yeah.
It was Claude, I think. 41 seconds left in third.
And
What happened? No, it was Taser who scored the game-winning.
Was it Taser?
Winning goal. Yeah, it was Taser.
Are you
Scored.
sure?
40 seconds left.
I know it
I'm-
was 41 seconds. I remember
I'm
that.
pretty sure.
I thought it was Claude.
Either Claude got the game winner or the game tire.
Okay, it was Taze. It was Taze, and it was assisted by Lalu. So Lalu took a shot, and it was either saved or went off the post, and I think Taze ended up putting it in off of a rebound that came back out to him. Pretty sure that's how that went down, because K-Bomb wasn't really in a great position to make a save on it when it happened. So pretty unfortunate for him. But yeah, Philly, especially going down 3-1 in a series, looked like it was over. Especially in the way they lost that game 4, like just such a heartbreaking way to lose a game. Really did not expect them to come back at all, and yet they did. They rifled off 3 wins against the team that was first seed in the league
Most
For-
of the season, yeah.
for, I think, 5 out of the 7 weeks. They didn't lose first seed until the very last game of the season. So it was pretty insane. So yeah, that was about as exciting of a series I think as you can get. So I'm hoping. Oh my god, voice crack there.
Nice
I'm
voice crack.
hoping. I'm hoping that the Philly Dallas series comes even remotely close to being that exciting. Because I know the Chicago Dallas one just was nowhere near what I think anyone wanted it to be. I think a lot of people actually thought that was going to be a closer series than Philly and Toronto was. And I think the entertaining part about it was there was a lot of talk of who wanted to play who, and I know a lot of people on Toronto said they would have much rather played Philly than Chicago. And yet Chicago ended up getting swept, and then Toronto ended up going on to lose to Philly. So, you gotta wonder if that was, I'm not gonna say the right choice, because it wasn't really a choice, I suppose. But still, you gotta wonder if they would go back and do it again, if they would pick Chicago or would have rather played Chicago, because Chicago looked a bit more flat, I think, than Philly did. Although, I don't know, it looked like, at least to me, the Philly-Toronto series, having watched all of it, it seemed like both teams were making a lot more mistakes than you'd typically expect of them. And I think you can chalk a lot of that up to it being playoff scenario and pressure. Whereas I felt with Chicago, it was more of a lack of chemistry between a team that hadn't played enough together than it was necessarily like major glaring mistakes over and over again.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean,
Dolphin's strategy that he brought in, that the team strategy we used against Chicago also had something to do with the fact we just pushed them over.
Yep.
But yeah, it was definitely they just didn't coordinate well enough.
Yeah. Yep, Dolphin had a great strategy, so definitely a lot of credit to him for that series. And I mean, we played well. We played well enough to win. I had hoped for a closer series. I had expected a closer series. I think Chicago did too, and it's disappointing from their perspective, but it does happen. I mean, we saw, like, obviously they're the 4th seed, so a lot of people might look back at this in the future and just be like, oh, well, it's the 4th seed team versus the 1st seed, so like whatever.
Yeah.
But there was only a 5-point difference between our standings. We had 39 points, they had 34, so less than 2 wins separated us. And for a 4th seed to have Nina, Matt, Cap, Crab, and Sammy is pretty legit. That's a pretty legit 4th seed. So I thought they definitely were better than a 4th seed coming into it. So I just hope in the future people give them the credit they deserve, even though the outcome might not have been so great. And kind of hoping the same thing for Toronto, because like they were a team that spent the entire season proving everybody wrong, like proving to everyone that they could do what everyone said they couldn't do. And it sucks that they weren't able to get to the finals out of it. Like, that really sucks after being up 3-1. That's an awful feeling, and I'd hate to be in their shoes, but still, there's a lot to be proud of for them, and I think a lot of the players on that team sort of had something to prove going into the season, and I think they did a really good job of it. Like, Leafs coming in after the way the playoffs went last season, I think there was sort of like it might not have been
bitter redemption
outwards. Yeah, you might not have shown it necessarily, but I think there was sort of a sense of, like you said, redemption, like trying to prove that he was better than how he played in the playoffs last season. And I think K-Bomb, coming off one of his weaker seasons, was probably hoping for the same thing. And I think you could say something similar about Johnny and Jabba, who were more just trying to prove that they deserve to be starters in the LHL. And I think it's hard to say that they don't anymore. Like, they were fantastic. Johnny did not show up tonight, important to note. So that definitely could be credited with the difference in some of these games. I'm not going to say that Philly won because Johnny wasn't there or anything like that, but still, it's something to consider, and I think it would be wrong to disclude that. But nonetheless, it takes an incredible amount of mental fortitude to come back and win a series when you're on the brink of elimination.
Okay,
especially in Game 7, down 4-1, to come back from that.
And when you're also in the lead 3-1 in the series.
Yeah. Like, that's just... it takes a lot.
Wake up.
Gabe is poking me. Oh my god.
Hey, wake up.
Just block him. I'm not pulling anyone.
Tell them to poke me. I don't even care.
Oh my
Hello,
god.
Gabe.
Why
What?
do you bring him in here?
Hello, Gabe.
What?
Gabe, you're on
You're
the
in
force
the
scale,
channel.
you want.
I'm a little bit shocked.
You're a
I'm
little
gonna
bit
pull it
shocked?
out in a minute.
Yeah, I
Extremely
mean,
shocked.
you could talk about it. Yeah,
Did,
did you get to watch the games?
I did not. I just assumed Toronto was gonna win.
Toronto was up 4-1 in the third period of Game 7, and they lost 5-4.
I'm like as I commented in the chat of the game as Philadelphia was climbing back up to tie it. I told Leafs I asked Leafs if he was having flashbacks of the Leafs in 2012. Going
Oh my
going
God.
4-1 against Boston.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I
didn't notice that.
know. Nova pointed that out to me.
Wow,
was like,
I didn't
it's
even
the
think about
exact same
that.
Situation.
Too bad it didn't go to overtime.
Wow.
The only thing that was missing was that it didn't go to overtime.
And it was
no
Boston.
It was Philadelphia instead of Boston, but they're pretty much interchangeable. They're both those
That's-
things suck.
Leafs was gonna retire after this season, and I
Oh,
think
God,
that
I
pretty
just
much
realized that. Oh,
pretty
God.
much firmed it up right there.
Wait, how did Meat Sale do?
He
Meat
He made a
Sale-
lot of saves, yeah.
He was better. He was better than he was in the first couple nights. He played good enough for them to win. Still not good enough in comparison to what he did regular season. I think he can be better, and I think he will be better. But yeah, I think getting the win in this series is going to do a lot for his confidence going into the finals. So I think if he plays with a bit more confidence, he'll be fine.
Also, Lucic wants to be in here.
No, we're not playing
Okay,
with
yeah,
Lucic.
that
That's
see.
not happening.
When you're in here, Gabe, at least I know that you're gonna like actually talk about the games and whatnot. Lucic is just gonna come in here and talk about how he
Play
just got his
NFL.
license today and like talk about a
He
bunch
actually
of
passed the
random
test.
stuff.
How much did he bribe the guy?
I don't know. He
He
said the guy was a
blowing the
dick,
guy, to be
so
honest.
whatever. Anyway, yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy end of the series. I really thought it was gonna just be over. If I'm honest, I thought it was gonna be over Game 5. I thought Toronto was
So
gonna
did
come
I,
out. I thought they were gonna win like 3-2, and that was gonna be it. And yet here we are. And I'm actually gonna bring in Claude to talk about it now, if I can grab him.
mean, I don't know.
To your channel.
I don't know
What's up,
what
bud?
Claude did against Toronto, but easier cup for us now, so whatever.
You say as he joined.
I mean, you say that, but
Is Gabe saying mean thing? Oh my god,
Yeah.
what?
I think are you doing
I
homework
think-
there, Claude? I think you're supposed to do homework.
No. Oh yeah, good one.
so Claude, can you tell us how you feel about about that win?
Felt pretty good. That's the second time I've done the whole 3-1 series thing. But see, last time after we did it, we lost to a team with Gabe on it in the next round.
Oh
so.
shit.
Well,
Also,
for,
actually, I have a
for
question
your
for Dick
sake. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I have a question for Dick Doug.
Yeah, what's up?
What does it
Me
feel
too.
like playing your old team in the playoff finals?
Oh, jeez, I knew this was gonna come up.
Wait, can I answer this for him?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
No, Claude, you give
Nah.
Claude, you give an answer, and then I'll give an answer to your answer.
Okay. So, here's the thing. Dick Doug was a really cool guy. I like Dick Doug a lot. He played really well. He was
I'm
pretty
about to get
valuable.
BM'd. I'm about to get BM'd.
He was a pretty valuable member of our team while we had him. But the trade with Jay Lalu, I mean, it improved both teams.
I'm getting BM'd.
You're not getting BM. Both teams got better, which is always good to see in a trade. It's very rare. It's kind of interesting to see DD on the other side, even though it's been a really long time since we've played together. I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna key in on Dick Doug, be like, "Yo, we used to have that guy." But yeah, he's cool. I like Dick Doug.
Claude, you're
alright,
gonna
here,
be.
no, hold up.
Well, I just want him to know, because this is something I just realized here. I don't want to forget. You're going to be #1 player on top performers in the playoffs after tonight.
Yeah, if you can fucking update it, honestly.
I mean,
it's
I
been
will. I
2
was waiting
days.
for the goalie stats, and I
Uh,
finally
I
got
mean,
the rest of the goalie stats.
Jesus
so
Christ!
it will be updated.
Is it still 2015 and they have the playoffs ended yet?
It's like Nina and
Anyway.
RSL.
Doesn't
Anyway,
really matter
here's
because
my,
you and Gabe have higher point per games than me, anyway. So
Yeah, I mean, he
doesn't
got
matter.
to play 3 more
Look,
games.
man, I'm just saying, you're #1, man. Like, you will be #1.
Can I give my answer
So,
to playing against Real
Hey,
relish
Madrid?
it.
Hold on.
Relish
now.
it while you have it.
Shove
Hey,
that
Gabe,
points
hey,
per
Gabe.
game of your asshole.
Hey, Gabe, did you hear that?
What?
I'm #1. You're not.
Yeah, okay.
Dick Doug, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So my response to playing my old team, it's gonna be interesting playing and watching and knowing not knowing, but having an inkling of how the teams play against each other, and it's gonna be interesting to try and block Tater's shots and try and stop Claude and Zam. I used to try and set those guys up earlier in the season. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The series is gonna be close, so I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Just want to point out really quick, it is currently 9/11. That's all.
It's actually 9:10 EST. So
Actually, it's
It's
10
definitely
technically, so you
Thank
know.
you for that,
It
Gabe.
is. It's
Thank you.
also 9:10. Now it's 9:11. There we go.
Buddy
next
next
question.
question.
Looks like K-Bomb wanted to come in here, so I'll bring him in
Hey,
now.
man. Hey, buddy.
So, Claude, before we get to you, K-Bomb, I want to keep asking Claude a couple more questions. I'll let you ask him some too if you want. You can ask him how it feels to break your heart.
No, I know how it
But-
feels.
But Claude, can you tell us like what the team mindset was coming into today? I mean, did you guys really expect you were going to be able to rifle off 3 wins and win the series?
Okay. So, usually when you ask people that question, it's just, yeah, of course. We 100% knew we were going to do. We were very confident, and we had a very, very good attitude and mentality going into it, but we were still aware, like, winning 3 games in a row against a team that you had some struggles with during the regular season was not going to be an easy task. So, like, while we were aware of the difficulty, I'd say that we were still pretty confident that we would be able to pull it off some way or another.
I'll inverse that question for you, K-Bomb. I feel like you guys must have come in pretty confidently, even despite not having Johnny Hockey tonight.
Yeah, I mean-
did you guys start to panic at all after the 5th or 6th game?
Honestly, well, I mean, I completely threw Game 6 away, so
Oh my
that
gosh.
doesn't even like I may have made a save or two, but I wasn't there Game 6.
There were a couple
but,
brilliant
Yeah, K-Bomb,
goals that
neither was
game
I,
from
it's okay.
Philly, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't take that one too hard on yourself.
no, I mean 5 and 7, we felt really confident. I mean, 5 was really tight. I mean, 2-1 game coming from the 6-7 and 3-2. Like, I mean, we kind of everybody pinched down that game. We thought we could have had it in 5, and I mean, being up 4-1 in Game 7. We weren't writing our tickets. We kept saying game's not over, game's not over. But I mean, it kind of just fell away. It's not like we broke down. It was just like it really happened suddenly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
It's not something I would wish on anybody, except maybe DMB, maybe him a little
Was
bit.
DMB there?
Nah,
Just because
no,
DMB
DMB,
there.
just because DMB has been BMing all season long,
Yeah,
it was a little
it's a good
bit
taste.
satisfying.
It's a good taste.
To be
I
honest,
was-
it was
I
a
was really
little bit
enjoying the BM.
satisfying to
Come
see
on
him.
now.
The BM was fun.
To
It
see it
motivated us.
was really just him, Kevin. Like it has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the rest of your team. I'm not
Nah.
saying I enjoyed watching
DMB
you
is
lose.
he is our
but,
Richard
like,
Sherman. He's
Yeah, but
it's
Richard
he's
nice
the
to
mouth
see-
that every team wants.
It's nice to see
I-
people like that get a taste of their own medicine, basically.
True. Yeah, okay, but
Um,
plus Richard Sherman actually won a Super Bowl.
Damn.
Well,
I mean,
DMB has won a cup, so
Not this season though.
Yeah,
did we
true.
see
Yeah.
we see the in-game chat from Philadelphia at all? I mean, I realize
Oh, I
a
know,
lot of
but
it was
Oh, yeah.
retaliatory,
Oh,
but did
I'm not-
Did we see it? I mean,
I'm not
we
saying
gave
they
it
were
back and
great.
forth.
I'm
This
not
is
saying
not
they
a
were great,
one-sided,
but
BM
I'll point
contest.
out that Toronto was one of the first teams to initiate BM all season long.
Oh,
So
DMB is hilarious. Like
it's
He is
entertaining.
funny.
Oh, it
He's
certainly
borderline
is.
on.
But like, I don't know. As a team, I feel like it's not fair for Toronto to complain about BM in chat when
Oh no,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
start it
definitely
most of
not.
the time.
K-Bomb, you were like, come on, Philly, grow up or something.
Yeah.
I was
Like
like, come on, K-Bomb.
Toronto.
Well, let's talk about
But K-Bomb
height
speaks his
generally.
That's
mind.
interesting.
K-Bomb
Toronto
speaks his mind.
was up 3-1.
Yeah.
And then they lost that series again, just like in season 5, and complained about BM, just like in season 5.
Oh, I
That's
I sent a
irrelevant,
list
Gabe.
to Dial earlier. I don't know
It's
if you
totally
brought it up yet.
relevant.
I just tuned in.
Wait, can we limit the discussion right now to K-Bomb, Dial, and I, please? And Dick Duck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever. I
Yeah,
don't need you
fuck
guys.
Nova,
It's fine.
right? Fuck Nova
Whatever.
Star.
Buddy
Okay.
left your
And
channel.
Novastar. Okay, cool. See, K-Bomb, here's the thing. Like, none of us were being serious until DMB said to Zod, at least I can walk.
That was a bit of a far chirp,
that's
so
when
I
we-
have to admit,
that's
even
when we
on
got-
on stream I laughed.
We got a little bit upset. About that.
That was if there's a point where you don't go is if you actually make fun of someone's disability. Like if
Yeah,
Claude
I
was
mean-
autistic,
I mean-
I wouldn't go Claude, your autism is dumb, and in like the middle of the game, no, I go
Do
Claude,
I
you're dumb.
have to defend him? Do I have to defend him on stream?
No,
No,
I mean,
that's
I mean,
indefensible.
Zod is the first one to be, make jokes about himself. I mean,
True.
I think it while it may have been an off limits thing, I mean, Zod has, brought it up enough times and has joked about it enough times that it's closer to the line, I'll say.
Okay. That's a bad
it's-
subject.
it's-
Let's not
I
go down
think
there.
I think it would have been better if they were more friendly with each other. But it didn't
Hey,
really
wake
seem
up.
like they were.
Yeah, I mean,
It seemed like they didn't really know one another very well. And also, like for those watching, I'm trying to get Novastar's name on here, and I'm really struggling with it. So that's why there's just a random cross there. So like, give me a minute while we're talking. I'll figure it out.
Honored to be there.
If I can say one more
Buddy was
thing
moved to your channel.
to quote Zod, can
Oh, man.
DMB can shut the fuck up. That's a direct quote.
I mean, yeah.
like I said,
like,
not defending, because, well, yeah.
hey, I mean, DMB is short, and that's a disability, so I guess we crossed the line first.
So to quote Dalfan, a good comeback would have been at least I'm not a virgin.
Damn.
Is DMB really? Oh, never mind. Let's not get down that road, guys.
We'll just change the name of the podcast to the DMB Hour.
So, K-Bomb, I'm gonna change the subject. I have a question for you, K-Bomb.
Okay, alright.
Okay. So you've probably gotten questions similar to this. You're the goalie.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I am in fact the
Thank
goalie.
you,
I've been the goalie all season.
I appreciate the
We've actually
confirmation.
not had any goalie controversies, except for those last 3 games. That didn't show up at all. Now go on.
Anyway, so in pressure situations, the goalie is like arguably the most important piece. So you guys, I know DMB and McJabba said they weren't feeling rattled at all. So how are you feeling as the goalie? Because it's different. It really is.
I really when I play goalie, I don't feel pressure the same way that I have, like competing in other things. I'll tell you, game 7, it went from like complete confidence to like focused in rather than say worried. To the 5th goal was just like a complete punch in the gut. Like I felt that physically.
Felt pretty good actually.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh my god. This
By the way,
savage.
Zod's in the stream chat now, by the way.
Yeah.
If he wants to come in TeamSpeak, he can.
Zod is.
And so is Dolphin.
I told
Yeah.
I told Zod that we're gonna give him a bit until people clear out. So we're gonna have like 8 people in here.
Yeah, that's
we
fine.
do. It's a party.
Yeah, it's a party.
Yeah. Like when
We'll
we
call
the
it
5th goal.
Twitch
So-
chat.
So Claude, I'll pose this question to you then. How do you feel about the finals matchup coming up?
Hey, wake up.
It's quite literally the hardest possible matchup out of all 6 teams.
Buddy
Out of
was
all
moved
5
to
other
your
teams,
channel.
rather.
Yo,
There's-
fuck me, right, Dial?
Yep.
There's no better team. So if we're gonna be the best, we have to beat the best. So I'm pretty excited. Also one other thing, like DMB with the BM, he does it jokingly. He's not serious. Gabe with the BM, very serious. So that's gonna be even more satisfying. We can manage to pull that off.
Dude, he BMs our own team, man. It's okay. Feel you.
I don't know if that makes it okay. But yeah.
I mean, I can't say too much because I have to BM Dick Dug all the time just to make sure he understands his place on the team. So
Yo,
Well,
fuck you,
that's
Dial.
understandable.
Dial,
That's
I
understandable.
have a higher. Actually, no. I'm better than you.
Oh
Alright,
man,
yeah,
dog, he got you
yeah,
there.
dude.
I won
Yeah,
the
dude.
series. I
Yeah,
won
dude.
the series. I
Yeah,
got
dude.
the game 4 winning goal. Like,
yeah,
come
dude.
on.
Sure, dude. Keep
Oh, yeah,
telling me that, dude.
I made a little award. It's the first round playoff MVP award. So for the Dallas series, I awarded it between Dial and Gabe. So co-winners. So let's have a round of applause. Let's have a round of applause for them.
Boo.
Everybody loses.
No one wins.
And so for the Philadelphia series, I picked Taser because Taser, defensively sound, had a clutch goal in the end there. It was a real thorn in the side. Just want to throw that in there, guys. Thanks.
Not commenting.
Boo.
Oh, honorable mention to K-Bomb for Toronto.
No, I'm giving it to the ref.
All right, honorable mention to the ref.
Yeah. For that game
All right,
4.
so
yeah.
let's look at the other side on Toronto. K-Bomb, what do you think went wrong for you guys tonight? I mean, where do you think you lost it? What was the tipping point?
I blame the goaltender. At
Oh
least
my
for
God.
game 6, just threw that one away. Made it a best out of 2. I mean, it's what had, and I guess what, well, not will. No, it's what had plagued us the whole season. It's it's the whole team is sound except for those couple points where it just slips up. We had the giveaway in our own zone, which wound up being a goal. There was, I believe, another point where somehow Claude got uncovered, I think. Kind of got a little bit of time, a little bit of space to wheel around, which, I mean, he's completely deadly. You give him space, you give him time, he'll make his shot.
I missed. You tipped it in.
Yeah.
K-Bomb.
BM.
Yeah.
No.
Can I talk?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
talk?
no,
Yeah, let him go.
Can I
Let the
talk?
man
I
go.
mean,
I'm sorry.
I'm getting attacked here.
I still missed.
I say
Okay.
we ban Claude for the next 2 seasons.
Oh my gosh, I disagree.
Yeah, I mean,
Already-
it was just like, I mean, basically Philly made us pay for the mistakes. I mean, I love taking credit for these losses. I mean, game 5 was really my best game, which is unfortunate. But we played well. We didn't convert every opportunity we needed to, and we couldn't prevent Philly from getting their opportunities. It's just, it's simple. Make do with your chances.
Yeah, I think it seemed like that's what you guys were doing to Philly the first 2 days, was that anytime they would make a mistake, you guys would just bring the puck the other way and score. And Philly lost a lot of leads and lost ties, I guess, if you could even say that. Like, they gave up go-ahead goals frequently on you guys punishing a simple mistake, like just a small turnover, and you took everything every time. So it was kind of interesting to see that flipped on its head today. And I wonder if playing all 3 games in a row, like the way we did, really impacted you guys negatively. Like, I wonder if we had come back on another day, like tomorrow, 2 days from now, whatever, and played that game 7, if that would have gone any differently.
I mean, I'm definitely not knocking either Mr. U or Goose, but there is a chance, maybe getting Johnny back, may have, even small percentage points, even comfort level, of playing with this player versus that player. Who knows?
Hey, what was up with Johnny? Because he popped in the server like 5 times.
Yeah, what was with that?
I think that was PK.
Yeah, I don't think that was
I'm
actually him. Johnny was away on Steam all night, so
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I'm not
I don't think
alleging
that was him.
anything, but word on the streets that was PK.
I'm not alleging anything, but yeah, guys, that was PK.
Yeah,
So,
that's PK.
looking at, I think one of the most disappointing players of the night for me was actually Dick and Dyal. He only got 3 points in the 3 games. And I think you really needed to see better play from him in order to win these games. I mean, you guys only scored 7 goals tonight, and he had 1 goal and 2 assists. So, and if you look at the way the first 4 games had gone, he had 14 points in the first 4 games. So, like, he was the #1 offensive force in those games. So,
Stop typing in chat.
I expected to see him, especially given his caliber. Like, we know him as such a high-powered offensive player, and he's one of the best people to ever play this game, period, in or out of the LHL. So, I don't know. I thought he was going to be much more of a factor tonight than he was, and whether there was something up on his end or it's just a bad night, whatever the case was, I mean, I was most disappointed in him, I think, out of anybody.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
what?
most disappointed in. Well, never mind.
Well, I think we could all assume you're most disappointed in yourself.
No,
Is
I was
that
gonna
fair?
say you, Dale.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
Bob.
Well,
For
that's
passing
also
judgment
fair.
right away.
That's also
Okay,
fair.
Bomb.
Well,
I'm
look,
gonna
man.
hop on the I'm gonna hop on the self-loathing train because I
What?
messed up so many different opportunities, and
It's just
yeah, I
about who
think that's pretty
capitalizes, though.
disappointing.
You guys both messed up a lot. I thought both of your teams played a bit sloppier than you normally did, and I think
Yeah.
that's really because of the pressure of the situation, the pressure of the playoffs. But it was just you guys were better at capitalizing on the mistakes than they were, in the end, anyway. So
So DMB, he hit the post a good couple many times, and he was getting the pucks toward.
oh yeah, I mean
net.
there are times where there's only so much you can do, and you're just drawing the short end of the stick every time. But it's just like in the playoffs, in a situation where, especially in the elimination game, where I think he only got 1 point, or I think he got a goal and an assist in that game. I think that was the game he got 2 points in. I just felt like you needed him to step up as sort of an on ice leader for you guys, and it seemed like instead of stepping up to the situation, he sort of like fell flat a bit. So, and I mean, it happens to everybody. Like, bad games happen. Like, yeah, and there might have been other circumstances around that. Like, maybe he was lagging, maybe he was playing with a different mouse. Like, there's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. So I don't want to read like too much into it. I just felt the need to point out that like he was one of the best players in the regular season, and in the 3 games that mattered most to your season, he was essentially non-existent. So I think he deserves his fair share of the blame out of anybody.
Hey Dale.
Yeah.
Hey Dale.
Everyone can hear you.
Hey Dale. Hey Dale.
Hey.
You poked me. Okay. So I have a Snapchat here. I have a Snapchat here from K-Bomb. I don't know what it is. So should I play it on stream?
I know it is.
Nah.
You know what it is.
Yeah.
So can I not play it on stream?
I mean, you can. It's not
It's
really.
short. Yeah,
yeah.
It just makes a sound effect.
It's not really anything
I mean, we're gonna hear the
like
sound effect, guys.
stream worthy,
Yeah.
I would say.
No.
Alright,
But yeah, I'm sure someone is gonna.
Buddy was moved out of your channel.
Someone.
Buddy was
Lol.
moved to your
There we
channel.
go.
Did you really do that as I opened? Oh,
Yeah.
God. That was impeccable timing.
I'm sure a lot of people are gonna point to this and say, "Oh, well, Johnny wasn't there, so did Philly really win it?" Like, there's gonna be that type of thing a lot, I'm sure. But I think you guys earned your place here in the finals, and I mean, it sucks. It sucks for Toronto that they couldn't close out that one final game that they needed. I think it's a Goose curse and a Leafs curse. I said it before the stream started, I think, or maybe it was during the stream earlier. Like, Goose won a cup season 2 as a starter, and then Leafs won it Leafs won it as well as a backup on that team. Leafs won as a backup the following season, but neither player has won since. And they've made the finals like 5 or 6 times collectively, something like that. I think it's 5 times since then, and they still haven't won. Like, it's a curse, dude. It's a curse, and you guys got stuck with it.
I mean, the biggest shock is that the streak of teams drafting K-Bomb to be their starting goalie and not trading him have won the cup. I mean, that's just the biggest shock. You know, I wasn't aware that could happen. You know, I thought that every team that drafted me and didn't fucking trade me right before the trade deadline, fucking Dial, would win it.
That I have never traded you. I have
Proof
never
that
been a GM of a team where you were traded.
Strongly disagree with you on that.
Never. So, besides, you got the better end of the stick anyway.
Yeah, kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, you dug your grave when you traded me.
Look, man, I didn't trade anybody. I'm gonna maintain that till the day I die. I did not trade anybody. That was Briz and Leafs that made that trade. It's really what happened.
Gosh. It's okay, K-Bomb. Just know, if I was your GM, I wouldn't trade you.
Thanks, man. That means a lot. So yeah. I think I'm gonna sign off with that saying season 9. Season 9.
Season 9, dude.
Yes, definitely season
I don't
9.
get it.
There's still the
And,
awards coming up. K-Bomb, you might want to
Well,
stick
not gonna be
around for
known in
that.
Russia, so I don't know.
Like next week.
Wait.
You might want to stick
Yeah.
around for the awards ceremony. It'll be on the podcast next week. So
Well, I'm not like uninstalling my computer or throwing the game out or anything.
I feel like there are some people on that team who might do that. So it's good to hear that you can handle this.
Now we can join the Atlanta Winnipeg golf
Oh,
question mark
yeah,
tournament.
definitely. Currently, Lucic is in the lead with plus 18.
How are you guys
Ooh.
losing to Lucic?
Ooh.
No, we're winning.
Wait,
Or no,
he's
we're
in the
no,
lead
I'm
at
gay.
plus
I'm gay.
18.
I'm gay.
Plus. Damn.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
18
we don't.
strokes over par and he's winning.
Uh-huh.
Wow, you guys are terrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys are fucking.
That's
terrible at
awful.
That game. That's all. That score honestly.
Who's in last right now?
Trev Crow. He decided to play.
Hey,
Wait, guys.
It's not even fair. Our season isn't over yet. What's up, bud?
Okay.
That's not a thing.
Yo, Tom, can you do me a
What?
favor?
No.
Shut the okay. So,
Oh,
I don't know if this is bad taste to ask K-Bum, so
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
we don't
pose
like
this.
you.
I'm gonna pose this as a question to Dial.
An expected answer out of
What?
me.
Yes.
Okay.
Dial, would you say that the 3-1 series comeback was more so on the fault of Toronto or more so on Philly giving it their all and coming in clutch?
That's a really tough one to say. I know the stereotypical answer is always like it was a little bit of both. Right?
60-40 clutch.
I think what ended up happening was when you guys won the first game, I think it really built up your confidence and you came out firing in game 6. And after that, I think the mindset in Toronto was probably like heavily damaged to the point where even when they were up by 3, there's still that like threat in the back of their head, like, oh, we could still lose this, like the game isn't over, like, and I think that ended up being at least partially towards their downfall. So basically, I think you guys came out playing well. I think the majority of it is definitely on the way you guys played, and I think losing games 5 and game 6 put Toronto in a bad state mentally, which further contributed to the breakdown in the third period.
It's a great
I
answer,
disagree.
though.
I disagree.
Oh, okay, of course.
Yep. Oh, that's why I'm
I mean,
here.
I
just
take
to
his
disagree
opinion
with
over
that.
mine anyway because he was actually involved in the games.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, but K-Bom's rationale is, hey, I'm K-Bomb, I suck, everything's my fault,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. But I only
So,
said
like-
I only said 40% punt. Like, 60% clutch, 40% punt.
Punt.
Punt, yes.
Punt.
To kick the ball away to
Yes,
the other team,
yes,
where
punt.
they can go score goals.
What's a
Yeah.
football?
Except
Yeah.
if
So-
you punt it to me, I would hit the post.
K-Bomb, do you want to bring up the stats you told me about the number of times a team has come back from a 3-1 deficit in a series to
Yeah,
win?
I
And-
actually closed TeamSpeak since then, so you're the only one that has that table right now. Can you put that up? Can you
Okay,
get a little,
there you go.
get a little? Okay, all right. So we
Um,
have
Wait, let me look at it, Hold up.
we have over the
wait.
course of the history of the LHL, we have I'm counting and I'm counting
6.
slowly. We have
6 occurrences.
Yes, so we have 6 teams that came back from a 1-3 deficit to sweep the last day and make it to the next round. This happened Season 1, Washington over New Jersey in the semis. Season 3, Montreal over Chicago in the finals. Season 4, Toronto over Boston in the semis. Season 5, Toronto over Washington in the quarters. And then Season 5, Ottawa over the same Toronto team in the semis.
No.
Thank you, Gabe, or fuck you, Gabe, or something.
Hated
And
that.
now, number 6, Season 8, Philadelphia over Toronto in the semis.
So it's
Yeah.
happened 6 times out of 8 seasons, which is
Yeah, and
actually
I don't know how many playoff series they've been, but yeah, I mean, it's
And half of them are Toronto.
there's
Yeah.
Some
3
capacity.
playoff series in every season with 6 teams, and then 5 in every season with 8 teams. So, I'm gonna have to do this.
yeah, you can do the math. I'll just keep jabbering on, or Mick jabbering on. Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, I mean, I was surprised that I mean, what was the first season of 5v5? It was
Season
6.
6.
It's 28.
Yeah, so
there have
this-
been 28 playoff series.
This
So
is the
about a
first time-
quarter of them have gone to a 3-1, or one team's gone up 3-1, and the other team has come back to win 4-3.
Damn.
So
Yeah, so I
6
was
out of
surprised.
28 times.
That this is the first time this happened in the 5 vs 5 play, and that it happened a
actually true.
bunch, because of how swingy 4v4 is.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone, X straight series without, this occurrence, and I'm sure they've been, I don't have the stats for, which have gone up 3-1 and then went on to win. But I'm
Went on
sure
to
that
win
happened.
win the final or win that series.
Win that series, yeah.
The most recent one I could think of was San Jose season 6 in the finals. Went up 3-1 over Toronto. And then you guys won in game 5.
Yeah.
That's the most recent one I can think of. I don't think. Oh, it happened last season with Atlanta. Atlanta and Winnipeg, same thing. Winnipeg went up 3-1 and then won it in game 5.
Yeah,
so those are the last 2 times that
Buddy
it's happened.
disconnected from your channel.
I can only assume that the 5v5 makes it more consistent. That a team that can get those 3 wins,
Can
has
usually
enough,
get the fourth.
enough
Sorry.
stability to get the 5th win.
5th win.
Yeah.
That's 5 wins in a 7-game series, right? That's pretty
especially
good.
first to 4. That's
Yeah.
It's a tough part getting over that hump.
Not
getting any more games after the 4th win.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that would go down. Nonetheless, though, yeah, I'd be interested. Next week, when we look at all the playoff series in general, I'll try and have more numbers for that. But yeah, that's the first time it's happened at 5v5, as you pointed out. And I think that sort of speaks to, like you said, just how 5v5 is a bit more balanced and less swingy. And I think a lot of that's just because there's less breakaways, less huge costly turnovers. And I think just in general the players are better and the teams are better. Where you don't see teams dropping major leads like that so much anymore. But I'd be interested too if you go back and look at how many teams went down 2-0 and still won. So like still went down by 2 games but didn't necessarily go to that elimination game right away. Because I'm sure that's happened a decent amount too, and that's effectively what it is. It's just you're down by 2, you're just already on elimination. Because I know last season Dallas went down 2-0 to Winnipeg on the first day of the finals, and then we ended up winning it. So that was the last time that had happened. But we'll have to look before, and I want to see like sweeps and stuff like that too. And I don't know if there's been any reverse sweeps. I don't know if we've had any full true reverse sweeps.
I believe we have one. Right?
We may have one, but I can't think off the top of my head. I feel like that would be something that would stick out more, right?
Yeah,
Watch it be
actually,
like one of the finals.
Might be. Actually, the more that I think about it, the more I realize that coming back 3-1 happened pretty frequently. So maybe it hasn't happened full reverse sweep.
Happened a lot more frequently than I expected it to. Anyway,
Yeah,
like
me
when
too.
K-Bomb sent me the numbers, I knew it had happened a decent amount. I just didn't know it had been that much. So, but all right, K-Bomb, we won't keep you any longer. So thank you for
thanks for having me, and
coming on.
congratulations to Philadelphia. You guys did fight hard. The post that I just put up, so that you guys deserve every last bit of it. I mean, were you down in game 5, was it?
Game
yeah,
5, they were down 1-0.
Okay. Yeah, and then again game 7. So I mean, just being able to fight back, in games and in the series takes a lot. So congratulations, and again, thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of the cast.
Love you, K-Bomb. Thank you.
Yeah, love you
Love you,
more.
dude. Oh my god.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
So I'm looking at it now, and I'm trying to find it. The closest example I have to a reverse sweep is the one he talked about in Season 5, Ottawa and Toronto, where Toronto went up 2-0, then Ottawa won game 3 and lost game 4, so it's still 3-1. It wasn't 3-0. So that's the closest that I've found so far.
Well, wouldn't Philly? We won the first game and then lost 3 in a row.
Well,
and
a true
won
reverse
3-0.
sweep, right, is when you win the first
Oh, yeah, I'm
3,
sorry.
or when you lose the first 3 and then come back and win the final 4.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah.
And I don't see that happening anywhere. Yeah, Boston, Toronto was the same thing. I just realized I haven't been talking in the stream for a while because my fucking mouse was in TeamSpeak, and as soon as I do that and hold down the push to talk button, it doesn't work with OBS. So rip that.
Rip.
Whatever.
Rip.
I'm not that sorry.
Damn, is anyone really?
Yeah,
No.
whatever. Who cares? Basically trying to find a reverse sweep. Haven't found it yet. Will look for in the future. Done.
I believe in 2010, Flyers and Bruins. Yeah, Dial?
I don't know what you're talking about. So, I know of 2011.
Oh,
I cry. I cry.
Which was
I cry.
which was pretty good. That was a good one.
I cry so much.
We didn't even need to reverse sweep. I think we just flat out swept you guys. That was the year.
It's
right?
Vancouver. Are you shocked?
I think
we just, I mean, that was fun to watch.
it was.
So, yeah.
Yes, it was fun to watch.
Neutral observer. Shut up, Dale. Even as a neutral observer. I mean, you know, Vistar, you're a Canucks fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
I wasn't watching hockey
You
then.
might
but,
be
you know.
the only Canucks fan in the community. I don't think I know
Where?
of any
Where?
more Canucks fans.
Me, Johnny, Mervs, Crackpipe, and Matchlock.
Wait,
Oh,
really?
Wow, nice job, Dale.
Yep.
Well, see, they're all
those
like
are the ones I know of.
they're all like newer people. That's why I don't know.
RSL fucked.
Wait,
let's be
wait,
honest. Let's read
wait, let's have a-
RSL.
Wait,
Let's
Johnny.
have a Flyers fans versus Vancouver fans pub. It would be
You probably win. Yeah.
it would be me,
It's called
Zam,
KOG.
Kapanen, who else?
It'd be KOG minus
K-Bomb.
Johnny.
K-Bomb. So me, K-Bomb, Cap, Zam, and
Versus 3 RSLers.
yeah,
One who doesn't
that
even
would be-
play and one LHLer.
That'd be a tight game.
I wish.
All right, no one left.
Okay, so yeah, there's been no reverse sweeps.
What's a reverse sweep?
You don't know what
Teams
a
up
reverse
3-0,
sweep
and
is?
then the other team comes back all the
What-
way.
Yeah,
Oh.
when you go down 0-3 and win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
We've gotten close several times, but we've never actually had it happen. Which is interesting. It's always 3-1 and then they come back to win. So nobody's ever gone down 3-0 and even won the 4th game, I think, actually. I think every time somebody's gone down 3-0, they've gone on to lose the 4th game.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever seen anyone win the 5th game, or even like force a game 6 or a 7 and start down 3-0.
Well, if you're down 3-0, you have to have played the 4th game before you got to the 5th game.
I know.
So-
I'm saying like I've like maybe there's people who've won the 4th game, but I've never seen anyone win the 5th game or the 6th game.
Well, I
Or is
just
there
looked at
never-
it, and I've
there's
never
never
seen
been
a
anyone.
team that started
Okay.
out 0-3 win game 4. It just hasn't happened
okay.
once. Every team that
Wow,
started out
that's
1-3
crazy.
in the first 4 games either won the first, second, or third game and then lost the other 3. But none of them have ever. No team has ever come back from a 0-3 deficit.
Wow.
Buddy was moved to your channel.
I mean, that's just
Buddy
a
was
kick in the
moved to your
pants.
channel.
So we just brought in Koof and Taze here.
Oh, baby.
Now that they're done with their
What
comp
is
game.
up?
So Koof seems to be AFK.
Nope, I am here.
No,
Oh, he
he's
is
there.
here. What's up, Koof? You weren't talking, so.
Speechless dog.
How was it as a spectator, not being able to play and go out there and help your team? I mean, that must have been difficult.
The first games it really was, but I came in today fully expecting to play.
Hey, wake up.
because of indication from Zam, but I'm really glad he kept our starting lineup out there. They all played really well.
Hey, it's Meatsail. Oh, gang.
Yep, we got Meatsail here too. We're gonna have pretty much everybody but Zam on in this, right? So.
Yeah, he's a bum anyway.
Yeah,
so
we hate him anyway. He's our least favorite.
Doesn't really do anything that much.
Yeah.
So, Taze, Koof, and Meatsail, I posed this question to Claude earlier. Did you guys honestly think coming into tonight that you were gonna be able to win 3 games in a row and take the series?
I said this earlier. If you would have asked me today, like, I believed in our team, but I did not believe that we would do it.
I think I believed in us. All the games we lost were just 1-goal games off of like a stupid turnover that I had, or we just couldn't put the puck away, and just silly mistakes just like that. And coming to the night, we really adjusted and tried to work on everything, and it really paid off, and you could tell.
How does it feel to know you kept DMB to 1 goal and 2 assists tonight?
Good.
Makes me feel good.
It's gotta be a great feeling.
Meatsail, you can answer the last because you're the one who actually was pretty responsible for it in addition to Taze. So, how do you feel?
Feel what?
God damn.
How do you feel about holding DMB to only 3 points in 3 games? Alright, thanks, Dick Dog.
Dude, he's 13, so like.
Yo, fuck you,
I
Yeah, he's just here so he doesn't get fined, boys.
Oh, yeah. Meatsail, did you believe that you could come back and win the final 3 games?
I mean, I thought we could do it because like the last few games we were kind of playing sloppy, and I knew the first game we played really good. So if we just kept playing like that, then we could have done it.
And that you did. I hear you've got a lot of hot 13-year-old girls lined up. Is this true?
Oh yeah.
I heard they love Game 7 winning goalies.
Oh man, Meatsail, you're in. Yeah, Meatsail gave us some information that we can tell those girls too earlier today.
Oh,
the
yeah,
first game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
if we
Yeah, you guys want to know.
We'll
no,
keep
it's
that.
talk.
We'll keep that in the locker room.
Secret. It's a secret.
It's a big secret.
We'll keep it in the locker room then. So, how do you guys feel going into the finals now?
I think we're feeling more confident.
We're not DCAT here. I don't care about keeping my stream family oriented.
Toronto, Chicago.
I'm part of the Kitten Rebellion.
Oh, okay. If it's not family oriented, basically Meatsail just said he had like a gigantic cock.
Is that really surprising though?
No.
I mean, it's like a 10-year-old cock, so it's not that big. Honestly.
I mean, it's big for a 10-year-old.
Dick Doug knows what they look like.
Yeah.
He has vast experience in 10-year-old genitalia.
What do you mean? Oh, I guess if you.
Okay. Anyway, getting back on topic here a little bit.
10-year-old cock.
So, how do you guys feel about the finals?
Shut up. We all done a 10-year-old cock?
Alright,
Have you done?
Yeah,
I'm talking about
Have you?
Okay, I'm gonna move both of you out in a second. How do you guys feel about the finals? I already asked Claude, so Taze, I'll start with you.
I think we're very confident going in. We made all the haters shut up about how we always get down on morale when we're down 4-1, 3-1, whatever. We shut up Nina's gay statistic. Like, I think we're confident.
I think you guys are now what 3-10, I think, when the other team scores 3 or more
I just
goals.
want to say being gay is okay. But
fuck you, faggot.
Oh my god. All right.
He said not family oriented. He didn't say like underground.
Yeah, let's not go that far with it.
Alright.
Okay, so Koof, I'll pose a question to you then.
I think it's gonna be much harder than our series versus Toronto. But
so you're saying Toronto was easy?
Yeah, pretty easy. I mean, Digman Butts is
DMB sucks.
mediocre,
garbage.
He's so
mediocre
short,
player at
dude.
best. But I don't want to go into that right now.
We got Jay Lalu.
I have full faith in my team that we can pull out the wins that we need to.
Yo, let's talk about me and Jay Lalu's chemistry.
Like DMB couldn't even hit the
It's pretty
puck, he's so
hot.
short.
Alright,
oh my god.
Alright, let's not make this a podcast slaying D&D.
I don't know
right?
if-
As much as everyone would enjoy it, it doesn't need to happen.
Walu, are you there? I know
Yeah,
you.
I'm here. GK,
Okay.
GK did that first.
How do you feel about the win tonight?
It was great. It's probably the best like moment that I played in HCOM.
Hold
And,
on to it, dude. Hold on to it. It's moments like this that make this game worth it.
Yep.
So you're just talking to your teammates about their sort of expectations of the finals. How do you feel about your chances?
I think we have a pretty good shot, knowing that we never gave up in the Toronto series, and basically, like, if we put our minds to it, I think we can win.
There we go. All right, Meat Cell, you're the last one. You feel confident, dude?
Yeah, I feel pretty confident because we're kind of getting our what we had in the beginning of the season. We're really good together, and we're kind of getting that back now. So.
Yeah, building momentum. I mean, it's gonna be tough. I know from our perspective. Like we were pretty much expecting to play Toronto. Like I won't lie. I thought you guys were capable of winning 3 games in a row, but I figured there'd be that one game where the bounces just aren't gonna go your way, or you're just gonna make one too many
That never
turnovers.
happens to us.
Yeah,
And
every
like, especially how the first 4 games went, it was like they're gonna lose in the most heartbreaking way possible. And thankfully that didn't happen. So especially the way game 4 ended, like that was just awful. That was awful.
That was by far one of the most heartbreaking moments
Yeah, wow.
of this game.
That was awful.
Wait,
So to come
The
back
game
from
4.
that, to have the mental fortitude to come back from that and not let that define the way your season went, I think was fantastic. So
Wow. Yeah.
the fact that you guys are that confident in yourselves, like, certainly something that I'm not looking forward to, if that makes sense. So because I think Chicago was confident, but I think there was still the issue of they hadn't really played enough. They hadn't really played enough together. So I think that was sort of a problem that held them back, and I think they kind of recognized that pretty quickly. So I don't know. I think it'll be different coming into this playing you guys. Though it's nice to know you guys don't have Matt. That's always a plus. Any
That's
team
always
without
nice.
Matt is
You know
nice.
what we do have, Dale? You know what we
J
do
Lalo
have?
and Claude.
J Lalu.
Meat. We have meat sale.
Yeah, what about
Meat
Zam
Sale's
though,
a-
dude?
Meat Sale's
What
a
about
We got
player.
Zam?
Zam. We got Zam. We got meat. We got Taze, Koof, Zod,
Thanks.
Chihuahua,
Pizza?
and that other pizza and that other
It
guy.
doesn't really show up anymore. I didn't know that was it.
Yo, pizza. If you can hear this, SOS, buddy.
Rest in peace, Quoof. Did you
Pizza
mention
will
Quoof?
Pizza will not.
I
Yeah,
did
he
mention
did.
Quoof.
at
He
this
did. He
point.
did.
Koof's my baby. Yo, me and Koof. We're tight unless we're not, you know.
Zod, is your
Yeah,
mic working?
Unless
What?
Claude isn't passing.
Is your mic? Oh,
Sure.
it is working.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I didn't know you were typing earlier, so I didn't think you had a mic, so I wasn't posing the questions to you. But are you confident in your team's ability to win the finals?
Yeah.
All right, Trav Crow. Thanks
Oh,
for the
there we
answer.
go. Yeah, wow. That just oozing confidence right there.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
impressed.
what?
Yeah.
We got a nice shot at doing it. My name's Zod, and we got a
Uh,
nice shot at doing it.
Yo, Claude, keep it simple. Don't OverD.
Oh, I hate you so
Oh.
much.
Just put it in. Just put it in.
Yo,
I mean,
Dad,
it
let
was
me pose a
right.
question
I have
to you.
That's what
seen
J
him over.
Lalu
Yeah.
did. He just threw it
Are
at the
you,
net.
how do you feel going into the finals
Again,
against
that's
Philadelphia?
that's all you
How
have
do-
to just
how do
throw it
I
on
feel?
net, and like
How do you
90% of the
feel?
time it'll go in.
I sort of touched on it there. I think I think they're going to be a bit more confident in themselves
Give me like a
than
full,
Chicago
I want, like,
was.
a full explanation. Yeah, yeah.
So
J Lalu's raps are sick.
I don't know. It was weird because we had a lot of issues with Chicago all season long. Even when they didn't have their normal roster, we were still dropping games to them that we really shouldn't have been. So it was a really bad matchup for us. Yet in the playoffs, we seemed to handle them fairly well. I don't really remember how our season series went against Philly.
I missed 2 games, so good luck with that game tape,
So-
boys.
You kind of fucked us up.
Well, that was the same thing with
I
Chicago,
missed- I
though.
missed
Like,
that game too.
when we only played one game against Matt and Chicago, the rest they didn't have Matt, and 2 of them they didn't have Sammy for either. So like, it wasn't really anything you could compare to. So it's hard to say how our teams match up against one another, I think. But you're definitely one of the best defensive teams in the league this season, and where the best offensive team, so that'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
that
Super
the regular
Bowl,
season best defense and offense are playing each other.
Yeah, you remember how that turned out in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, the best offense won. So
That's weird.
well,
I'm pretty sure Peyton Manning fumbled.
I'm talking about the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Oh, that was
Patriots
that
won.
wasn't anything. That wasn't.
So
I don't remember that. I don't
was
think that
different.
happened.
The real offense versus defense was the season before that.
Oh, so you're saying you're a
Yo.
Peyton Manning fan, gay?
No.
I am.
Wow. I'm disappointed,
Yo, let's-
Taze. As a Titans
let's,
fan, I feel
I
like you would
respect
be.
Peyton Manning, but I do not like him.
Yes, Claude.
Okay, so you on the stream you have our little stats up. So tell us some stats. Tell us some interesting stats.
Some interesting stats.
Yeah, give us some interesting, stuff that you want.
Taze started on Sunday. I think it was just Sunday. He had 5 assists. He was 0 and 5, and then tonight he was 5 and 0.
Wow.
So that's like
That is pretty
very
interesting.
mildly
Holy
interesting.
shit, really?
Yeah. You started off 0 and 5, then you went 1 and 1 on Tuesday, and then you finished 5-0. So you're 6 and 6 through all the games. You guys have continued to spread the puck around a lot. I know Claude has the most points on the team, which was pretty
Easy
much
wins.
how it went for most of the season. But like, you
That's
guys
why
pretty
I suck.
much, you never had a top scorer on your team ever. It was always spread around. And that's still pretty much the case. You got 3 people in double-digit points right now, and then Zam kind of being above with only 5. Like, what a pleb.
What about me? Like,
Well, Zod,
No,
you
no,
haven't
no,
you
no,
haven't
do I get-
played, so
Damn.
you gotta
No,
get
I-
on the
I have
ice to
2
get some
assists,
points,
dude.
dude.
you know, maybe
You have 1 assist.
you
mate.
could
No,
I
me
have
still has
2. I
2.
have 2.
Did he get one tonight that I didn't add?
No,
he
I'm
had
not.
one in like game 4. He should have 2.
Yeah, I've had 2 with Cole.
I'll go back and look.
Yeah, just
I'll go back
I
and
have
look.
back on.
2.
I got 4 more assists. I don't know what.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go
have a
back and
hat-trick
look.
per
I'll go
game.
back and verify that. So
Yeah, that means you probably
I
missed
have
my
2.
goal. Throw me an extra goal, Dial.
no, I'm pretty sure I
I
didn't.
have 2.
Give me like
Yeah,
I'm
7.
Claude
Claude
saying
was crying
assist.
about his assists tonight.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
got
extra
him. I got him
assists.
the missed ones. I hooked him up.
2 in a row. I was like, wow, this game really does not like me.
God, you guys are getting carried by me like 2 GWGs.
Oh
On my level.
god, yo. Wait, how do I only have 1? That is no.
You got like,
Yo,
I got,
nah,
like
we've
double
been an
your
hour on this. You wanna wrap this
GWGs.
up soon or what?
Yeah, in the next couple minutes. Yeah.
Alright. Getting tired of the Philadelphia
But,
circle jerk too.
Yeah, I don't have
God.
too many interesting stats for you. It really, there's only been 7 games, so like there's only so much you can draw from it right now. So I don't know what more you really want.
Jay Lalo has as many points as Dial and Gabe.
He's actually
That's
2
not
behind
true.
us.
Yeah. Really? You guys have 16 in 4 games?
Yeah.
Yep, we have
Jesus
16 and 4 games.
Christ, I don't feel good about myself anymore.
Damn, wrecked good.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Okay. I see you guys. We're gonna beat you guys like 9-8.
Not
That'd
again.
be
Season
ridiculous.
Not again. Not
Again.
again.
I don't think I could handle something that absurd. I hate
gonna
close
try to kill
games like that.
myself.
Like it just it drives me nuts.
Alright, boys, it's settled. Let's do it.
Intentionally just score a shitload of goals. Make sure we go to game 7 and then play game 7 for real. Winner take
Okay.
all.
Yeah, that sounds good.
One game.
We're not colluding. Don't worry.
No thanks.
There's no colluding.
No bamboozlement.
No, of course not. We would never do
Hey,
that.
Jabba posted a Claude Giroux stat on the subreddit that was actually wrong. So how about that?
Hey, wake up.
Great. Interesting stats, right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah?
The one about you scoring goals in the one game as opposed to all season?
Yeah. It was
That
wrong. though.
wasn't Jabba.
Yeah, it was.
It was Jabba that posted
Was
that.
it?
Got it got 6 points. So people love me. Yeah.
Also, Zod, the answer to your question is no.
Rip.
What was,
What
this
was the
question?
question?
I'll let him
Oh my
ask
God,
it if
don't
he
do
wants to.
that.
No,
Yeah, Zab, what was your question?
I don't qualify for the cup or to get my name on the cup.
Rip
Well,
Rooney.
no, I don't.
You have to play a minimum of 5 games.
How many?
Oh, rip.
How many playoff games?
What if he gets on
Just
the ice
one.
for like
so you
1
you
second?
could still get it if you play a playoff game you can still get
Hey,
it.
Dial.
So yeah, what's up?
Dale, so he
Since
literally
I
has to
hold on, Claude. No, Claude.
Yes,
I
more
asked
important.
first. I put my hand up first.
Okay, that's fair.
If
Go ahead.
okay, since I played over 5 games for both Dallas and Philadelphia.
No.
Philadelphia,
No,
do I get my
no,
name? Do I get my name on
no,
the cup?
no,
If
no,
Philadelphia
no,
loses,
I wait.
I think that should
Nope.
be a thing.
Nope.
No.
Anyway, my question.
No.
So if Zod plays like even if he only played like 2 seconds, does he still get his name on the cup? Because it's a game.
He's gotta play a game. That's all I'm gonna say. He's gotta play a game.
He's gotta play a game.
Well,
if he plays a game, if he earns a game played in the stats, and you win the cup, he will get his name on the cup.
Alright, Zod, we're gonna try and do that. We're gonna basically, Zod, we're gonna go up 3-0 in the series against Dallas. All right.
And then
Do you like not trust in my ability like early on in a series?
Shut up! What did I do? I said he's gonna seal it.
We're gonna get up 3-0 in series. Shut up, Claude.
Well, no.
Zod's gonna
Like,
seal. Oh my
do you
So
not...
Dial, from what I'm seeing with this team chemistry, all we need to do is have Claude start like DMing, and then we Tiltos gets really mad.
I was thinking we get DMB to come in the server and just chirp them the whole game.
Chirp. No. We
He
drop.
has nothing to say. He's
Drop
smaller
Tickle.
than me.
Drop Tickle, get Leafs to drop DMB, and then we sign DMB to like a one day
I'm
contract.
taller than you.
1 year.
So
I think some mind games really
keep
played
saying
into
1 year
our
too.
victory. Not gonna lie.
You don't talk about my legs that way, man.
Trash
Nova
talk
Star.
DM mind games.
You mean?
as the only unbiased party in the channel right now, who do you think is going to win the series, and how many games is it gonna go?
Oh god.
Philadelphia 4.
If you don't pick Dallas, I'm kidding.
Why are you asking us? Like, we're obviously gonna say our own team.
No, I said Nova Star, the only
Six
unbiased
games.
person in the team speak.
Oh,
Fucking
Six
listen.
games. 6 games.
Listen with
Alright.
your underdeveloped ears. Man.
Fuck you.
Alright,
Each
so
game will be 1 goal.
Game will be 1 goal.
Damn.
Dallas.
Dallas, you've heard it here, folks. 6 games. 6 games, 1 goal each game, and Dallas is gonna win the cup.
6. Come on.
That's
we can
the
get into-
official
come on.
prediction.
goal
If
games
you're
too,
if
yeah.
you're
Can
wrong,
we-
if you're
can
wrong,
we
you're
just
gonna
play
get
one
scalped.
game? Can we just
Oh,
play
that's
one game and it'll be
Oh,
game
God.
7? Just the one game.
Hey, guess
Well, that's what we were
the
saying. We just
underdog
sit
last
here
time,
and
too.
like just mess around for 6 games and just score a buttload of goals on each other and just like, hey guys, look at all my points. What do I do with all these points?
And then
And
what's
then,
in it for me?
and then game 7 we
Just
just
Gabe?
played.
Then what's in it for
Gabe.
me?
So just
Yeah,
normal Gabe, basically.
Gabe would have a raging hard on if we did that.
Yo, if you guys lose, do you realize Gabe is going like to explode, right?
I mean, if he
Okay.
does, he does. We'll deal with that if it comes to that. So we
Okay.
haven't had issues on the team so far. So
Because you guys have been winning.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to
We're
bed.
better than you. Damn.
Okay, alright.
And we said
This
the
is,
DMs
uh,
earlier,
Toronto
Claude.
said.
Somebody said the DMs earlier. Hold on.
What?
Well, I'm gonna go to bed. Night, guys.
Yeah, you guys.
Night,
Good
Carrie.
night, Miso.
Buddy disconnected from your channel.
all right.
Might be
So
right there.
All right, not that.
on that note,
we'll. Foreskins, are they needed?
on that note, I want to sort of bring it to a close here because we got just about everybody I think that wanted to get involved.
Except Lucic.
So
Fuck that
it'll
kid.
be fun. I honestly, again, I expected to be talking to you guys having you just lost the game 5. So you proved me wrong, and it's nice to be able to talk to you guys in a much more positive setting. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday. It should be a really exciting series. Although I don't know if it could be more exciting than the one you just played. I don't know if that's possible.
Philly winning the championship sounds pretty exciting to me.
Oh, I'm sure, but I just like in terms of the quality of the games, like how close and intense they are. Like I don't think
Dale,
it's
it's a joke.
possible to get a more intense series than that.
Yeah,
There's only one
I-
game that wasn't a 1-goal game.
I think like the close. I think the second like that's got to be up there with like last season's Game 7 where Sammy scored with 18 seconds left. That's got to be like up there.
Yeah,
that kind
one
of
of the
intense
best
Game
series
7.
that's ever been played. Yeah, I would have to agree. So anyway,
Toronto. Okay.
we'll see you guys on Sunday, the regular time, I think, right?
Wait, Dial.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna talk about the JSL?
We
No,
spoke
we
about it a
won't.
little bit early on, but like there's so much
I'll
that
have to
hasn't
go.
been
Kamichi for
decided on that.
JSL.
Yeah,
that-
well, yeah, that's what I was gonna segue into.
Well, we really
Kamichi
can't
wants
because that has
know-
to go.
Yeah, sorry.
I
Kamichi
already
wants to know
mentioned
if he can be a
Kamichi's
JSL GM.
Alright, like I do have to go, but like Dick Doug clearly has to go more than I do. So go ahead, Clyde.
Can Gamishi be a JSL GM?
It's
No.
not up to me. That's up to the RSL, because I believe the way it's going to work is there's going to be the
RSL
6
GMs are
RSL GMs, and then they'll be able to the RSL GMs will draft their JSL team, I think, but they
Oh,
will
that's cool.
have an appointed GM. Like they can appoint someone to essentially help them, who's going to help them coach and help them run their affiliated JSL team. So there won't be. I don't think it's going to work quite like that. And that they'll have like separate GMs entirely. I'm not really sure. You got to talk to the RSL guys about that, because that's really up to them. The only thing we're doing at this point is trying to decide whether or not we can feasibly do 8 teams. I know a lot of people
Do
want
we have
that
a
right
heads
now,
up on
but
that right now? If it's gonna be 8 teams or not right now?
I still don't think it's gonna happen. I've been doing, as I'm sure a lot of people know at this point, a decent amount of mock drafting and stuff like that on the side. I've gotten a decent amount of help from other people, and considering the players that I know aren't going to be returning next season, it's looking like if we were to do 8 teams, the teams would be fairly mediocre. I mean,
Wow.
granted, everyone would be mediocre, but I'm not necessarily sure that that's the right move for us right now. I want to have more teams. Like, I'd rather have just one big league where we had 16 teams. But if it's gonna mean that the games are shitty and that it's lopsided and just not fun for half the people, then is it really worth it? So, and that's something I'm trying to prove, I guess, using the mock drafts and whatnot. And I'll come out with the results of some of that so we can talk about it a little bit more publicly. But I'm leaning towards 6 teams right now, especially where the RSL is already going to be a lot better and a lot more competitive than it's been in the past, and it's going to be a lot less exclusive, I guess, to LHL talent. Like, bottom of the LHL roster, there's going to be a lot more overlap now. So I think it'll be a little bit less important, and I know a lot of people still want to like feel like they've moved up to the LHL and everything like that, but in all honesty, it's just everything's a bit more coordinated. It's not like you get a special plaque that says you participated in the LHL versus the RSL. Like there's nothing amazing about it. So it really, if anything, the more impressive thing is to just start somewhere. Like that's what you should really be gunning for, is just starting for a team. I mean, obviously some people have different opinions on that, but we'll see how it goes. So
Dale.
Yeah.
I have one last question, like
Yep.
2 seconds. Can you name me like 3 notable players that are not coming back next season? That sounds scary.
Big V, Sammy, Go Leafs Go, and PK.
What?
Who's the fourth one?
PK.
Oh, damn.
4 of them
That
are
sounds
confirmed
awful.
not coming back. There are players
Forever?
like, I don't know. There are players like Pizza, Bo, Otto, what else was I going to say? I don't remember off the top of my head. Those 3 players are sort of the type of players that are like always up in the air. Like, we don't really know if they're coming back because they always talk about leaving. Dick McButts is the same thing. He tends to play every other season, so I don't know if he's coming back. Dick Doug might not be playing next season. There's also talk that Tony, Flo, Marshy, and Hades won't be playing next season, and they would be pretty important in terms of filling in some of those LHL
RSL.
spots.
Yeah.
Especially if we're moving to 8 teams, they're going to be filling in. Like, they're going to have to be called up. So we need 2 more starting forwards, 2 more starting defensemen, and 1 more starting goalie for each of those 7th and 8th teams, and plus backups for both of them. So those 16 players have to come from somewhere, and when we're losing a lot of people that could be moving into those spots, plus a lot of people that have previously held those spots, it's making me a bit more uncomfortable about making that move. And I feel bad because like I spent a lot of time talking throughout the season that we were probably going to move to 8 teams, assuming that everything held up. But I think the important thing that a lot of people are going to forget is that like that's always been the caveat of if things held up, if things maintained the way they were, if things stayed the way they were, if we didn't see like a sharp drop in attendance or a sharp drop in quality of play or anything like that. And it's hard to know without having the signups out, but I don't want to put the signups out before we know what the league is going to look like. So it's sort of like we have to make one decision somewhere, and I think the easier thing to do is predict what players will play than to predict what the leagues would look like afterwards, if that makes sense. So I'm sort of going that route with it. So we're going to try and decide the format, then put out the signups, because there is potential that I know the RSL wants to move their games to Tuesday, Thursday, which might mean that the LHL game times move slightly, either a half hour ahead or a half hour behind. So there might be impact elsewhere, and that's going to be important in the signups, obviously, and all that other crap.
So we should make a recruitment post earlier than usual, is what it
we
sounds
probably
like.
won't do one this time around, because
Why?
usually the posts right now on r/hockey don't do very well. Like, historically, we've never had success during the regular season doing a recruitment post.
Well,
and I'm always really cautious about not spamming that subreddit, because the moment that the moderators start flagging us for spam, we've lost our #1 import source. Like, that's something we have to be really careful not to overdo.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. It's preseason now. NHL first game is 6 days rather. We're in the LHL finals, so if someone finds this game and they're super hooked, they get to watch like the most exciting part.
We usually do though. We usually every year we make a post around this time. We make a post during the off season. Make a post around this time. Make a post around like March, and then another one in like July. Basically, it's basically like March, July, and then September, October, November, and there we usually do 3 a year. And the only ones that have ever been like remotely successful were the summer ones, and then occasionally the March ones are okay. But we've never had a good recruitment post in the fall or winter, I guess, early winter. And we went back through, I think, with Dalfan and looked at that to see if that was really like a trend, and it was. They've always been incredibly unsuccessful. So there probably won't be a recruitment post. I don't think we're hurting for players right now either.
16 leaving though, and some are pretty significant
yeah,
players.
I agree. I understand, and that's more reason to only have 6 teams in the LHL and then 6 teams in the RSL with 6 affiliate rosters. So rather than having 18 teams, each with 8 people on it, or in the case of like they're already doing the JSL and the RSL, so if we have 8 teams, it's 20 teams. 20 teams times 8, assuming all spots are unique, which they obviously aren't, but that's 160 players before overlap, which is already more than what we're prepared to handle. And if you include overlap, it comes down to like about 130, which is about 20 more than what we have right now. We have like about 110 active players this season before people leaving and everything like that. So obviously we want to plan to have more people, want to make sure that we have room for more people if we do overestimate, but I don't want to overestimate too much to the point where we've got a team that's useless or we have to fold teams together because people just aren't showing up. So I want to avoid that as much as possible. But long story short, recruitment doesn't usually go well during this time, so we're probably not going to do it right now. Next season is going to be a test season no matter what, so there might be some other experimental things happening like a snake draft. We'll see. Wow. No matter what, it's an experimental season. If we do 6-6-6 or 8-6-6, whatever, it won't change it. We're going to be testing a lot of stuff at once. So that's important to consider. And then finally, we're still leaning towards having 6 LHL teams, which I know, again, annoys a decent amount of people who want to be an LHL starter. But there's still spots opening up. There's going to be plenty more RSL spots opening up, and it's more about maintaining some sort of quality of gameplay in the LHL, because it would drop off drastically. And while I think obviously the long-term goal of our community to make it as big as possible is what we should have in mind, but I don't want to sacrifice what we have right now to do that if we can avoid it. And I think we're sort of being put in a position where it's looking more and more like we would have to sacrifice a lot to go that route for something that we're not even sure is going to work out well right now. So leaning towards 6 teams, probably going to happen. There should be more information about that soon to like verify why.
Wow. It sounds like we could be in danger soon, right? To sustain like really high quality play? Or is that...
I don't think so, because people come back. Like, people do come back after a period of time. Like, Not Led is supposed to come back next season. There's word that Timo might come back. So like, there's there are people that will come back at different points and sort of make that different. Like we saw Briz come back this season, Evcod came back this season, just to name 2 examples. So you came back this season. So things like that do happen, and that does make it a lot easier in the future. But it's hard to predict what's going to happen down the road. It's really like we want to set ourselves up well for the future while making the best decision for us right now.
Wow, that's good stuff, Dale.
Thanks, man.
Love
I
you,
spent
Dale.
way too much time thinking about it. I'm planning for it, so.
Nah, we need someone like that.
Yeah, I'm just happy to help
You're
out,
the
really.
hero we
So.
need.
Yeah, Taze, you can't just pop in just to mock someone. You've been not talking for 20 minutes.
Well, you
Do
suck a
the
dick.
one-liner.
Alright.
Yeah, yours.
So, anyway, so thank you guys for coming on. Thank you for everybody who watched. Thank you for everybody who's going to watch this on replay. Great series tonight to both teams. Congratulations to Philly for making it, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, good luck.